me. I'm at the store right now. That's why you probably hear a lot of people around here. But anyway, there's a slight change of plans. She said that she would be available on Monday instead of Tuesday because she checked her calendar and Tuesday's out. Apparently she's doing something else during the same time that we would be eating. So I'm going to see her on Monday instead. So anyway, when you get this, give me a call and we can talk about when you want to see me next. Okay? I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Jaylo,
Yes.
how are you doing this morning?
I'm good. I really feel refreshed because I needed that sleep. Oh my goodness. I was tired.
You slept a good amount last night.
I did sleep a good amount, but I woke up at about 5 something and I think I had to go to the bathroom or something, and then I was like, you know what? I think I need to sleep some more.
We talked for a few minutes,
Yeah.
then embraced the idea of rest again. Finally, around 9, we got up, showered, had some pizza.
Yes. It
A
was
friend
good.
called me.
Yeah.
Yes. I felt bad because I told my friend the other day that my power was out, which was true, but I didn't update him that I was going to be over here because we do some stuff that involves internet
Right.
activity.
But then you also didn't know how it was going to turn out either, right?
What do you mean?
I mean, this is you talked to him about this before you left.
I told him that my power was out.
Right, okay.
And the reason I didn't tell him that I was coming over here, which I didn't, and he didn't call me on it, but I felt bad about it, is because I wasn't sure if I was going to make it or not.
Well, I don't know why you should feel bad about that.
No, I don't know. I think about stuff like that. And while I do have internet connectivity on my phone, it's very shoddy right now.
Right.
So that's why when I talked to him, I didn't say I have internet on my phone because I didn't want it to be like, I can still do the stuff that we were planning.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit touch and go still.
And he didn't he wouldn't have understood.
He may have understood it, but it just sounds lame to me.
Yeah, right.
So that's why I kind of kept it.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
And it's true. My internet is definitely down. So.
And the internet on my phone is shoddy
Yeah.
right now. But when I talk to him next time after I go home, I will explain to him that.
Right.
That way it just doesn't seem like I'm, I don't know, out there.
That you're trying to back out of it, which...
I don't think he got that impression, but that's how I felt when I was explaining it.
Right.
Yes.
Understand.
Yes, Joe.
Yeah. Well, he sounds like an understanding person.
He is, but it's about how I feel about it.
Right.
You know.
I know, but I don't think you have to feel bad about it.
Thank you there, Jay. Well, thank you there.
Wait.
But we had a good breakfast of leftover pizza.
Yeah. Sometimes leftover pizza is just the thing. And we still have more.
Yes.
So we're going to be eating pizza all day, which is fine with me.
That's fine with me too.
That is fine with me. I don't eat pizza very often, so.
Yeah. And I felt a little bit concerned for you. When you were in the shower.
Yes.
I was on your couch.
Yeah.
Using my spotty internet and saw that Walmart isn't accepting new orders until Monday.
And I kind of figured that. And I thought, well, I have some things to hold me over that I could work with before I have to order something from Walmart, which I already know what I'm going to order because my order didn't come in for last week. And I already have an idea about what we're going to cook this week. So that helps a lot. And I figured it was going to happen. It's not a big surprise.
Right, but when you got out of the shower, I'm like, hey, babes, are you sure you don't want to put in at least an Instacart order right now? And you're like, no.
Well, I wouldn't be able to anyway.
You could do it through my phone.
I know, but I know that, but
I mean, it would take us probably 45 minutes, but we could do it.
Yeah, because I already bought some things too, and you already brought some things over here, which I thought was very nice of you to do.
Oh, absolutely, babes. I can't have my girl just starving to death.
Thank you.
Yes.
And we have some ideas about what we can cook tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll definitely have enough food for tomorrow and maybe the next day. So here's what happened with my internet.
Okay.
Last night, after we did this, I get a phone call from PGE basically just saying that the power in my building has been restored. I guess we shouldn't say it's internet because the power has been restored, right?
Yeah.
And you have power here, but no internet.
Yes.
But I was very happy. However, I still wanted to spend time with my Jaylo. I was excited. We get ready for bed. And I figured, you know what? Let me just check on their website, double check to make sure that it's up and running. So I go there, go to power outages. And for a little bit of perspective on why things might be confusing right now, PGE has said publicly that this is the worst case of power outages they've had in their history.
Wow.
Right?
That says a lot.
Yes. Anyways, type in my telephone number and it says one person affected, investigating outage, and it says that outage occurred at 9:07 p.m., which means that roughly power was on back in my apartment for maybe 3.5 hours.
But then it turned off.
Well,
possibly.
After you go to bed, I go back on the website and I sign up for notifications. After I do that, it updates the time and says power outage reported at the time that I updated to get notifications. So I'm not sure if when I saw that thing about 9:07, it was a glitch in the system or what. It's a little bit confusing. And I think it could be that the power went out again, but it's also possible that their website is having some issues, which I could totally see because so many people are going to it right now.
Right.
You know.
Right. And you were trying to find out about my situation as well. Yeah,
I went onto the Xfinity website. And
it wasn't loading.
Comcast,
yeah. And for some reason, I mean, all we could find were people complaining and ranting and raving about
going on these conspiracy theories.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? It's not going to help. We actually want answers. We don't need to see your rants and raves and other stuff.
Crazy babes.
I'm like, I don't know why a internet provider would cover up their tracks when it's snowing. Yeah. Anyway.
No.
That's just stupidity right there.
Listen, I think Comcast is a bad corporation too. I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
But this is a unique situation.
It is. Yeah.
Yes. Hopefully soon we will both have confirmed power and internet.
I hope so, because it's really hard to pay a bill when you don't have internet. And I would imagine that people have to take care of some things like that.
It's hard to do a lot of things.
It is. It really is. You know, I was thinking about the times when we were kids. We obviously didn't have internet until we were teenagers, right?
Oh, I was in my 20s.
No, I know. I understand that. I mean, I didn't really get on it until I was in my early 20s also. But, I mean, imagine that, though. We didn't have any of that. We just had TVs, radios. If my parents paid bills, they had to send the bill to who they were paying it to, and do all that by mail.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and now it's so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could get your you can sign up for your bank to send the checks for the bills or whatever it is. It's like, I mean, it's so interesting.
Yes, it is.
It's very interesting how much we've grown, how much things have technology has advanced over the years.
It's good though in a lot of ways.
Yes.
In most ways.
Definitely makes our lives much easier.
Yes.
I will say.
This is an experience that has made me think I need to have more content on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Because last night after we watched the movies.
We watched a movie.
I'm sorry. We usually watch two.
Yes.
But you had a Instacart order come.
Yeah, very late.
So you go downstairs, I check my phone, and I see how small the amount of content I have is. But I played you some stuff from BBC Six last night.
Yes, and that was cool.
Yes.
That was really cool.
The Giles Peterson show.
He has a great show.
I like it a lot.
Yes. Are you able to access Take the Floor on it?
Yes, I don't have it on my actual phone.
Okay.
But we might be able to get an episode or two today if we time it right.
Yay.
Yes.
What time does it start on Fridays?
It's on demand, babes.
Is it on demand? Okay.
You can listen through their app. You can listen to their programs. I think going back like the last 4 weeks.
To take the floor.
Take the floor.
Yeah, it's a great show. It just sounds like the music is just so happy. Mm-hmm. The people on the show seem so happy. And Gary Ennis sounds very happy. You might be having a bad day and you just listen to the music and you're happy again.
Mm-hmm. Let's get back to this Instacart order.
All right. That was really confusing.
We covered it yesterday that it was supposed to come on Sunday, and then it kept getting delayed.
Until
8:30 last night, right?
Around that time. So it said previous to yesterday that it was supposed to come on Tuesday by 1 p.m., then 2 p.m., then 6:30 p.m., then 8:15 p.m., then 7:15 p.m., and then finally 8:30 p.m.
No, after 7:15, it went to 9.
It went to 9, and then back to 8:15, and then
eventually around 8:30.
Eventually around 8:30, which this person came a little bit afterwards because they had a hard time getting out of the parking lot, which makes a lot of sense because there's still an amount of ice on the ground, mm-hmm. which I think is slowly dissipating.
Yes. And you gave me some Coca-Cola.
I did. I thought it was Pepsi. I said that. I'm sorry. But
that's why the lady only got 4 stars instead of 5.
Right. But it's okay though. I mean, sometimes I can understand why. Sometimes Pepsi tastes like Coke, but not by much.
No, Pepsi's
sweeter.
I don't really drink soft drinks that much. The last time I had one was probably December with you. We split one.
You did. And
the time before that was back in March. But Pepsi's much better than Coke, in my opinion.
I would agree.
Yes.
I'm a total Pepsi girl when I get a chance to.
But I was also raised in the cult of Pepsi. My grandfather was a big Pepsi fan, so it was always around.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I remember when I was a part of this program, and the kids that were in it, we had a little bit of a debate as to which was better, Pepsi or Coke. And,
yeah.
And it was funny because you realize that Coke has been around longer than Pepsi, and the ones that drink Pepsi are like a part of this generation. And I just thought it was funny.
What I would say to that is Coke did something, and Pepsi made a better version of it.
I would agree.
Yes.
I would definitely agree.
Mm-hmm.
You have not tried. There's a lot of Pepsi versions I haven't tried, but one of them that I really liked was Pepsi Twist.
I told you that I may have tried it, but I just don't remember.
Pepsi Twist was a Pepsi with lemon. It was really good. Mm. And I also liked Wild Cherry Pepsi.
Those are my 2 favorites, regular Pepsi and Wild Cherry.
And then around Christmas time, they had this holiday spice Pepsi, which kind of tastes like there's some spices in there, but it really works.
Oh.
It's not overpowering. It tastes like there's like a hint of cinnamon in it, but it's really good. And
they have Mountain Dew, so they got some good stuff. I mean, it's horrible for you.
I don't.
But it'll taste
I'm not
good.
really a Mountain Dew person, but I like a couple of the versions. I like Pitch Black and Code Red.
Nice.
But I don't like the original, which is kind of strange, but I don't.
That's your thing, babes.
I don't like the original Mountain Dew.
No, Mountain Dew is what you call it.
I didn't call it Mountain Dew.
Okay.
You did.
Okay.
It's pretty doo-doo.
You don't do it while we're doing this, but outside of this, you're always saying, don't drink any Mountain Dew.
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Okay. Why do you have...
It sounds like you got doo-doo on your mind.
Oh my goodness, okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Do we want to get into the political thing or no? We don't have to.
No.
Okay.
I just don't... I think there's...
I was shocked that people would call you about...
Well...
We don't have to get into it.
I'll think about it at least.
Okay.
I will think about it at least. I don't think I want to talk about it right now, but...
Yeah. If we do, I have a great podcast title. But you probably won't like it.
No.
But it wouldn't involve the word Jaylo, though.
Thank you. At least you'll give me some break from that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alana thinks that I put Jaylo in too many of the titles.
It's true. It's true. It's true. I think our loyal podcast listeners, whoever they are, will notice that. Why is there Jaylo in so many of the titles?
Because I think it's funny.
I think it's not as creative if you keep putting my name in a lot of the titles.
Oh.
You know, you could put your name in the title.
I have.
Yeah, but like maybe 2 episodes.
Okay.
Helper Rickster and
Who Mourns for Rick?
Who Mourns for Rick? That's the only 2.
Is that the only 2?
Yes.
No, there's got to be more.
There might have been maybe another couple, but with your name in it. But usually my name is in it, which is kind of weird.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you want me to give you the podcast title we would use if we got into the political thing? But you probably won't like it, though.
I don't think so.
Okay.
You tell me in private.
Okay. Anyways, moving on. Now that we've gotten a little bit cryptic. Yes. Jaylo.
Yes.
I showed you a film last night.
Yes, you did.
To put this in proper context, we were planning to watch more films last weekend. And I have them, but I don't have them on my phone because I didn't transfer all of them on from my computer.
Well, and I understood why, because why would you? I mean, especially if you didn't know this was going to happen.
Yes.
You know, why would you?
And I also want to correct something that I've told you in private.
Yes.
The actors in this movie have gone on to do other things.
Did they?
Yeah, so I checked the Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
And Aaron Eckhart played the guy Chad in it.
Was it really him?
Yes.
I didn't even know that. I've heard
It's the second movie.
I've heard his name before, Aaron Eckhart, but I didn't know it was him.
The other people have gone on to do stuff.
They were really good. I mean, he was a jerk, but he was really good.
Yes.
He was a good villain.
We watched In the Company of Men.
Who is the guy that played Howard?
I forgot his name, but he's been in stuff too.
Was he really?
Yes, but Aaron Eckhart is the biggest star from this movie.
Wow.
Yes. Do you want me to give a quick overview?
Yes.
Okay. 2 guys who work together named Chad and Howard are going on a 6-week business trip. So the movie shows them talking in the airport and on the plane and in the car ride to their hotels. Chad explains to Howard that his girlfriend left him with nothing. Like one day he just comes home to his apartment.
And everything's gone, including the picture frame.
Of his American Gigolo movie poster.
Right. Uh-huh. Which I don't know why anyone would have that, but okay, I guess he's obsessed with the movie.
Howard is upset because this lady who he used to date keeps calling his mom.
And not wanting to talk to him.
Right. And he hasn't had the best success with women.
Yeah, he gave her this ring. And it was implied that he gave her this ring. She was he really put a lot of effort into the relationship, and something happened and they broke up.
Chad starts going on about how, this is how they start. This is how women get their hooks into you.
We got to do something about it.
We got to do something about it. They're taking over the office. And he proposes an idea that what if, while we are away on our business trip, we choose a woman that we're both going to go after who works in the office. We're going to wine and dine her, really build her up, and then...
Drop the bomb on her.
Yeah, pull the rug out from under her as we leave, and it'll completely shock her. And
she's going to be completely falling apart. We
may get screwed over later in life, but we'll always be able to look back on that woman who we had a fun time, messing with.
Yeah, and we're really going to hurt someone.
Howard thinks about this. They get to the motel, and Howard says, "You know what? Let's do it. Let's find somebody."
Apparently, he didn't think very long.
I think it was for a little while, but not maybe like an hour or so.
Yeah, that wasn't very long.
Oh, well, okay.
He didn't think on it he didn't think on it for days.
In any event,
Jaylo.
They're now at work, like a couple days later, Chad goes to the secretary, tells her to type something up, and she just like doesn't respond to him. So Chad thinks that's weird. She's kind of rude.
Yeah.
He goes to, I guess, the office manager and says, "Hey, that secretary is really rude."
Yeah.
The guy explains, No, she's a very nice lady, but she's deaf. That's why she wears the headphones, which aren't really headphones.
They're hearing aids.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's some sort of self-conscious thing.
It's not that she's very nice. She types like so many words a minute.
Which, listen, I'm not a typist.
Yeah.
I'm lucky if I get 2 words out a minute. That's Miss A, who is freaked out because Alana's router is having issues right now.
Well, it's not the router, I don't think.
I'm lucky if I can get 2 words out a minute, and they're I and But I've heard really good typists can do more than 90 words a minute.
Yeah, I'm improving on my typing every day, but you know.
Yes. In any event, Chad starts making fun of what he thinks her voice would sound like.
And the what it looks like when she's trying to work out whatever word she's trying to say.
That comes later on in the movie.
Yes. I know. Okay. But the point is that he's making fun of all those things.
Yes. He's a real champion for people with disabilities in this.
Yeah, real stand-up guy.
Yes. So he leaves, gets in contact with Howard and says, I found our woman. So I believe Chad asked her out first.
Yes.
She agrees. And then sometime later, Howard goes to a cubicle. And Chad is standing like 10 feet away. The lady looking outside the cubicle can only see Howard. And Howard's like, I know this is odd. We don't know each other too well, but I'd really like to ask you on a date. She says yes. And Chad's like, no, she's in the wrong cubicle.
That's a wrong cubicle. And it's like,
I love the scene. And Howard's like, but she said yes. And Chad's just like, I'll fuck her. Let's go.
What a stand-up guy, isn't he? Wonderful person Chad would be to take home to your mother.
Yes.
Yeah, right. I have my own opinion about it that you'll hear about later.
Well, Howard starts going out with Christine. Not Juliana or Christina, but Christine. Okay.
Yes.
They're both going out with her. And they're whining and dining her, kind of comparing notes.
And they're still in the country that they're in. We don't.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point.
Yeah, it's for 6 weeks in this country. Okay.
Yeah. We don't need to go through everything that happens on their dates, but let's just say that she's having a good time. She's feeling wanted. There's a really good scene early on in her relationship with Chad where she has the flu, and it shows him calling her house and talking to the mom. It's like, did you get the flowers? Oh, it's just a little thing that I did, you know.
Yeah, like, did you get the flowers, and well, I hope she feels better,
I could see somebody like Chad doing that.
You think so?
Yes. Anyways.
As cold as he is.
Yes. We also hear rumblings that there are problems at work with Howard.
Yeah.
He starts working with somebody who doesn't know how to use the equipment. There are little things here and there. So one day, Howard asks Christine out for lunch, but she's going out with Chad.
Yes.
Howard goes to the same restaurant. They run into each other.
Yep. And
I told you that it was set up that they would do that. Apparently it wasn't. We find that out later in the movie. But so many things are set up that it's not that big of a deal that it's not.
I wasn't sure what was set up and what wasn't set up, actually.
In fairness to me, it's been about 19 years since I've seen this movie.
Wow. And I was confused because I was like, well, what part do they not know about?
The part about them running into each other at the restaurant was apparently faked.
Okay.
But everything else was real. Like, they compared notes, like, how often are you calling her?
Right.
What are you going to do with her this week?
No, I knew that, yeah.
Yeah.
But then Howard didn't know that she took him up somewhere.
Well, Howard did find that out because Chad told him that they went up to the roof of this building and hung out one night.
Right.
It was very romantic.
Yes.
Okay. So eventually, Chad leaves in week 5 for a couple of days to give a speech.
Yeah.
Which will come back later in the movie. But while he's gone, Howard realizes that his feelings for
Christine
are genuine.
Very genuine.
He had this ring repaired and takes her out to a restaurant and says, I love you, and I want you to know that. And she says, Howard, I'm in love with your buddy Chad.
I'm in love with someone else, Chad. And he was very upset, probably very visibly upset.
So Howard is driving Christine home. It's a couple minutes later.
Oh, I thought she was driving.
No, I think he was.
Okay.
And he stops the car and says, I have something to tell you. He explains what happened, that they were setting her up. She doesn't want to believe it. Leaves the car. Eventually, Chad comes back and explains that the notes that Howard sent him for the presentation were so, like, white. There's so little ink used that he could barely read it.
Is it with whiteout?
No, I think this is like the printer. There wasn't enough ink or something.
Oh.
And so he had to wing it, but he made it work.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Chad and Christine. Neen.
This Christine. Not Christina.
Christine are in Howard's hotel room.
Well, I think you skipped ahead though. At this point, they're in a hotel room that Christine believes was Chad's hotel room.
True.
Yes. So we don't, Howard doesn't find this out until later in the movie, but go on.
Christine confronts Chad about the rumors, and at first he tries to deny it, but then he says, you know what, it's true.
Yeah.
How does it feel? How do you feel at this moment?
And she slaps him, which I thought maybe she was going to kick him, which I wish she did, but she slaps him. And he's like, oh, is that how much it hurts? Okay, well, the deed is done. And he just leaves her crying.
She just starts bawling.
Her eyes. I felt really bad for this girl. She's bawling her eyes out, and he leaves.
They come back to the U.S. Now, we should also say, one thing that I skipped over is there's a scene earlier on, I think it's like week 3 or 4, where Chad says, I think I'm falling in love with you, and I know I'm going home soon, but I want us to stay in contact.
Mm-hmm.
So she did know that they were going at the end of this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
She did.
So they go home. Chad is like watching TV, laughing at something on the idiot box.
Right.
When who should come over?
Howard.
His old buddy.
Howard.
Comes in. Chad's like, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, Howard. You can't just come over.
You can't just come over here, yeah. And he's like, well, I couldn't sleep. And he's thinking that, Chad's by himself. By
now, we kind of find out that good old Howard has been demoted. And guess who's doing well at the job now?
It's Mr. Chad.
Yes.
Bad boy Chad.
Anyways, Howard says he can't sleep. He's having trouble eating. And it's because he's in love with Christine.
And then Chad is like, not even giving it a second thought.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, well, what do you expect? I mean, we were, you knew this was going to be a game.
Right.
And Howard is, obviously very upset. And he finds out Chad.
Hold on. Let me break the news.
What?
Earlier in the movie, let's go back, do a callback. Remember, this whole thing started because Chad's girlfriend supposedly left him.
Mm-hmm.
Chad opens the bedroom door, and Howard discovers that Chad's girlfriend is still there. And he says, well, when did she come back? Chad explains that they never broke up.
She never left.
Yeah. And then Howard is like, oh, you're evil.
Yeah.
He leaves, and Chad says, before Howard goes, listen, man, we're going to go to the beach tomorrow, so unless you have anything else, I'm going to go to bed. Howard leaves, throws up. Chad goes into the room, sits down next to his girl. She's like, did I hear something? Chad says, "Oh, that
Oh
was just
no,
me
no, just
working
no.
on my presentation or listening to a motivational tape."
Right.
And she goes down on him.
Okay, we don't have to go in there.
She gives him a high five.
She does stuff. Okay, she does stuff. Moving on.
They watch Full House together.
Ah!
All right, base. Hold on. I'm trying to talk to my Jaylo.
Oh, me and other people.
Yes. Howard is so distressed, he decides to fly back to see Christine. Mm-hmm. He locates her. She can't hear him, but she sees him, and presumably she can read lips, saying, "Listen, listen, listen." And she's just looking at him and not responding as he screams out, "Listen." And that's how the movie ends. I first saw this film in August of 97 when it came out. I watched it again in 2002. This is my third time seeing it. It's not my favorite film, but I would give it a strong 7. And you and I disagree about this movie.
No, I hated it. I hated the wrong word. I did not like it. I did not like it.
Let's put it a different way. You thought it was better than From Dusk Till Dawn.
Not by much.
Okay.
Not by much.
And I think From Dusk Till Dawn is better than this movie.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Give me some thoughts, babes.
Well, after I was not sure why you showed it to me. I found nothing funny about the movie, and it wasn't supposed to be. I think it was more of a drama. But I thought that Chad was very evil, and I knew that I wasn't going to like him from the moment he started speaking. I already knew that. Oh, this guy's a male chauvinist pig.
Is he?
Yes, male chauvinist pig. He's bloodthirsty for power. Doesn't care about anybody but himself, and is willing to step on anybody's toes, including Christine, who happens to be deaf, and his buddy Howard. I mean, it's just... And then Howard, spineless wimp, very easily manipulated, is definitely maladjusted, sounds like people we know. It's just... Yeah, terrible what happened with him. I think that he definitely should have known better that Chad was going to do this to him, because he knew about the plot, and he's known Chad for it. It's implied that he knew Chad for a long time before working together. Is that right?
Yes.
So he should
have... Or at least before this trip.
So he should have known what kind of a person Chad was. I don't believe that he deserved to be treated that way, but I also think that he should have known better, and he should have stayed out of it. Now, granted, if he did refuse Chad's offer to hurt this woman, it would have been a different movie. I think somebody would have gotten hurt, but it wouldn't have been Howard.
Do you want me to respond, or is there anything else you want to say?
I just didn't like the story. I didn't like it. I thought it was very depressing. Chad is a nightmare, but I think that Aaron Eckhart's performance was brilliant, and I also thought that Howard's performance was brilliant, whoever played Howard. And the girl who played Christine, I don't know if she's really deaf, but if she is, that's great.
She's probably not.
I don't know if she is, but if she did it well. She did a very good job.
Yes. Okay, do you want me to give my take a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Chad is, without question, the villain of this movie, right? He's not a good guy, but the performance is amazing. I like the way the character is written. And another reason I enjoy this movie is because it's not your typical movie. You know, like most offbeat Hollywood films, if you were to have a character like Chad, he would lose at the ends. Mm-hmm. And Howard would get the girl, and there would be some sort of brilliant reunion where he'd say, "I still love you, Howard, and I'll always be with you." Or because he's deaf and you don't want somebody with a disability winning, they kill her at the end, right? Mm-hmm. This film doesn't end like that.
No, it ends on a very sour note. We don't even know what happens.
But here's the thing.
Right? Yeah.
That's how life goes sometimes. Oftentimes, the bad guys win.
Yeah.
And there are only consequences for the good people. To me, that makes this film a little bit more realistic, is because you're not seeing it done how a big budget studio would do it. You're seeing it done how an independent director would make the movie. And I think it works because of that. I would also say that it's an interesting take on disability and relationships, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you had asked me last night, would you still like the film if Christine was either blind or was able-bodied?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, it doesn't matter which disability she has, but it would not work for me if she was just like an able-bodied woman.
You think she would have figured it out right away?
No, it's not that I think that she would have figured it out right away. It's that I think it adds a whole new dimension, because in it, you ask questions about, well, what's it like being a disabled woman in a relationship and having two guys chase you who are able-bodied and successful in their fields.
Right.
And I think it adds a whole new layer to the film. But you found that more disturbing than anything.
I did. I did. Especially when he went out of his way to show Howard how much he loathed Christine. He didn't just, he loathed her. He didn't like how she talked. He didn't like how she was working so hard to get the words out. And making fun of all the little things that she, saying that she sounded like a dolphin. Just really cruel things.
I agree with you that it's cruel, but I think where we part ways is I feel it's realistic. Like, I would expect somebody like Chad to react that way to Christine. I could see this movie actually happening. Like, I don't question reality when I'm watching it. I'm in the movie.
Yes, but when you watch a movie, it's not supposed to be real.
No, but you're supposed to believe that it's real.
Only you think that, though, Bubs.
But it's how I feel, babes. And I don't have those questions with the movie. I believe it's real when I'm watching it.
But I don't want it to be real. That's the thing.
Okay.
I don't want it to be real. I don't want it to look real. I just want to watch it as an escape. That's how I feel about it. I don't care if it's realistic or not. But that's just me.
How would you have ended this movie if we come back to you and the director has made everything up until the point where Howard goes over to Chad's apartment? How would you wrap this film up?
Suzanne leaves Chad. Howard doesn't get back with Christine, or maybe he does get back with Christine, but if he doesn't get back with Christine, he learns a very big lesson. And maybe it should end with both of them, not with anybody.
Yeah, I really like the ending of this movie.
You never find out what happens with Christine and or Howard.
I don't think she takes him back.
I don't think so either.
And I think that Chad is, if we fast forward 24 years, he's doing really well in life.
Without Suzanne.
Probably without Suzanne, but maybe somebody who was Suzanne's age when this movie came out.
He probably just lives a single life. And...
No, I'll tell you why.
Why?
He cheats, but the reason he wants somebody like Suzanne there is if you come across as like a relationship guy or a family man, if you're a little bit older.
You're not as successful in that company.
Well, it helps you rise up in the ranks.
Okay.
So maybe he doesn't stay with that company, but maybe he goes into politics, or maybe he works for someplace else or starts his own firm, right? Mm-hmm. And having a wife, maybe even some kids, helps him look like a well-adjusted human being to outsiders.
Right, but he isn't well-adjusted.
No, but it gives him the appearance of that, which is really what he's interested in.
I don't think he ever gets to that point.
The point of what?
Of looking successful with the family and kids. I think he's single for a long time.
Oh, see, I don't.
I think he goes from woman to woman, never committing, and never fully committing to anybody, but he's still successful.
Look, I think he cheats if he's married now, but I think that he's in a long-term relationship because it makes him look good to everybody, to the outside world.
And I don't see it that way.
Okay.
And I don't think Howard ends up like that either.
I think Howard. I'm confused with him. I think that there's a good possibility he's dead, right?
Yeah.
But then part of me says he could be become one of these men's rights activist types. And I don't mean like the ones who are really in it, but I mean like the ones who think that women are out to destroy all men. So there are different levels of men's rights to me, right?
Yeah.
There's like the guys who fight for custody of their kids, or the ones who think that women get too much in divorce settlements.
Right, exactly.
And I'm completely down with that.
I understand that
But
for sure.
then there are the ones who think that all women
are out to destroy them.
Evil, and that's where you kind of lose me.
Right.
And I think that it's possible Howard is one of the latter.
Right.
If he's still alive.
Right.
What do you think?
I would agree. He might start a men's rights thing. Well, I thought it was interesting. You may have forgotten this part, but remember when he's explained to Christine about how his family life was, and he used to live in the country, and
yes,
and his parents never understood why he moved to the city because he was a good old country boy when he was a kid, and he's like, my parents still don't understand today why I moved to the city. So I don't know. Maybe he retires to the country and lives a simple life and has his own men's rights thing. I don't know.
I don't think he's happy.
You don't think he ever gets happy?
No.
I don't think Chad ever gets happy either.
I think Chad is already happy. I think Chad's a sociopath. All he wants is to be successful. Right. He doesn't care about whether people around him like him or not.
Yeah, exactly.
I could see him as like a senator now. Or running his own company.
Possibly.
Yes.
My question would be, but at what cost?
But Chad doesn't care about the cost.
I know that. But the question still, it still begs the question, he's already lost quite a bit. We don't know much about his family at all, his parents. It's possible that he may have been estranged from his parents or family or friends or whatever.
Well, it's also possible that he just has some weird chemical imbalance too.
He has like some problem with attachment, some kind of like attachment disorder or something.
I don't like the character of Chad, but I like that he's in this movie because he adds so much to it. Not just obviously there's coming up with the idea, but then there's not backing down. There's always pushing somebody's buttons in the movie, which again, it goes back to, you don't see that a lot in mainstream movies. And if you do, the person gets punished at the end and Chad gets rewarded.
Right.
Which again goes back to realism.
Yeah, I don't care if a movie is real or not.
Oh.
That's I don't care. I don't care as much as you do.
Oh.
I want to watch something that is completely fake, knowing that it's fake, knowing that it could never happen in real life, and that's over.
Well, then we'll watch My Little Pony sometime.
That's a cartoon.
Oh. It's completely fake.
I know, but I'm talking about movies.
Oh, okay. We'll watch, I don't know. Insert name of cartoon movie here. Is there anything else besides for the performances that you enjoyed about this movie?
The music was really good.
Okay.
When they were going from week to week,
Yeah.
it sounded very interesting. Like the music was like, whoa, this sounds really exotic. I don't know what country they're in. It might have been India. I don't know.
It might have even been in the U.S. and just a different part of the country.
Yeah, but it's not clear on what place it was.
I don't think it was India.
You don't think so? Okay.
No, because if you remember, Chad goes away for the weekend at one point.
Yes.
Right? And it would have been unrealistic for him to travel from India back to the United States.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I think it might have been somewhere in the country.
Alana.
Yes.
Does this movie make you want to see more films from Neil LaBute, the director?
I don't know.
Okay.
I honestly couldn't tell you because I didn't like this one, and I don't. I know. Surprise, surprise. I didn't like this one, so I don't know if I want to see one done by him, another one done by him. But I don't know. What other movies was done by him?
The other ones I've seen are Your Friends and Neighbors and Nurse Betty.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Okay, so what does Christine teach us about being a woman with a disability and having a dating life?
Well, I remember when she was explaining, though, I shouldn't have dated the both of you. And it was implied that she hadn't dated for a while. She didn't think that she didn't think that anyone would want to date her, and much less two men at the same time. Mm-hmm. Right? Of course, she didn't know what was going on. I don't know. But I thought it was really interesting, too, when they were talking about Christine alone, when they were together, talking to each other about Christine in private, and how they were saying about, all the nice qualities, like, oh, she seems really interesting, she's really nice, really sweet, really giving, interesting family life, you know what I mean?
I think the reason Chad was doing that was to get Howard more interested in Christine, right?
But
go ahead.
No, but Howard was already finding out stuff about her too.
Yes, but Chad knows this. He's a master manipulator, and he wants to enhance Howard's feelings so he can screw both of them over at the end.
Right. But it was implied that she hadn't dated a lot of men for a while before these two guys came into her life.
What does this film teach us about disability in the workplace?
Some people are very ignorant of how to handle disability. Because they just don't know about, in this case, how a deaf person does their work, and why they would have hearing aids in their ears, mistaken for headphones. I had to laugh at that. I'm like, they're hearing aids. They're hearing aids. Duh. I thought this guy is really clueless. Never seen a deaf person before. Okay. Some people are just very ignorant.
They are.
They are. Yes. Either willingly ignorant, or they're just ignorant because they just don't know. They've never been around a lot of people with disabilities. Very sad.
Yes.
Yeah.
What does this film teach us about workplace romances?
They don't work.
Well, obviously in this movie they don't.
They don't. There's no, it's not worth it. I think it's not worth it, honestly.
What does Howard teach us about getting in too deep?
Make sure you know who your and make sure you know your friends really well. Like I said, I thought he was spineless. He could have said no, but he didn't say no. I don't want to do this. He seemed like he really didn't want to do it at first. But he went and did it anyway, and I wonder what was going on through his mind, like, well, what if I don't do this? Is Chad going to hurt me? Or is Chad going to be my friend? Am I doing this because I think Chad is the coolest, and I want to get in good with him? Just like how kids want to be a part of the cool crowd, right?
Yes.
So I don't know. I always wonder what's going on through his head.
Last night, you and I were on your couch, and I don't want to misquote you, but you know how horrible I am, so correct me, because I'm sure I'm going to butcher what you said. But you said something to the effect of, I want to like this movie, but I don't want to make it seem like I'm enjoying something that promotes this type of behavior.
No, I think I know where you're going at.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I had this thought in my head, and it's not. I don't like the movie because it's promoting a bad behavior
Okay,
necessarily.
that's what it is.
I don't like. I don't not. I do not like this movie just because it's promoting a bad behavior. I think that this could happen anytime, right?
Mhm.
But there's just something about it I didn't like.
Let me ask you this. What's the difference between this and My Best Friend's Wedding? In the sense that Chad is promoting bad behaviors, but so is Julia Roberts in that film.
Okay. Maybe it's because the way that Julia Roberts did it was funnier.
Okay.
And because women do now I'm not at all condoning her behavior, although I thought it was funny. I did think it was funny.
I did think some of the Chad stuff was funny too.
Well, I didn't think any of it was, but anyway,
like the arrogance of manipulating somebody and just saying, "Oh, we're just going to ruin this girl's life." At the beginning of the movie, that made me chuckle a little bit. Mm-hmm. Yes.
But then you have a weird sense of humor.
I do. Okay.
No, I think it's because, it was meant to be funny with Julia Roberts' character, Julianne, and she really thought that she could get this guy, Michael, her former boyfriend, and because they were around, they were getting to that age where she thought of getting married, and she thought she was going to marry him, and Cameron Diaz's character wants her to be the maid of honor, which is very strange. Mm-hmm. I would not have asked. I would not have asked a girl I known for 5 seconds or 5 minutes to be my maid of honor because my best friend shattered her pelvis. Yeah. Which sounds really painful, by the way. Oh. No, I think the difference is because I think she may have been very selfish, but it was funny, and it seemed like she actually did have a heart as far as she may not have been very nice towards Kimmy, but she actually wanted to. It seemed like she really wanted to make somebody happy, but the way she was going about it was wrong, and I don't condone that.
Fair enough, Jaylo.
If that makes any sense at all.
Yes. Is there anything else you want to say about In the Company of Men? Oh, real quick. Mm-hmm. Is there anybody you would recommend this movie to?
No.
Oh.
Well, I mean, why would I recommend it to someone if I don't like it? Answer me that, please.
That's a really good question.
Good.
Here is what I would say. Okay, I didn't really like The Hunchback of Notre Dame, right?
I didn't like it either. Right. I thought it was I was disappointed.
Yes. But let's say I knew somebody with like a 3-year-old kid who's like, I don't know, just wants a story to tell, to watch, and they've seen everything else on Disney Plus. Mm-hmm. I might say, well, if you haven't seen The Hunchback of Notre Dame, maybe sit them down in front of the TV for a couple hours and throw that on. So it's a soft recommendation. So the only
kind of people that I would recommend it to is if they're going through a breakup.
Okay.
If they, well, it's like, well, if your breakup is really bad, go watch In the Company of Men and you'll feel much better about the way that you broke up.
Yes.
Or maybe you won't feel better at all, but at least you can get your anger out when you're watching this. Get out your ice cream, get out your chocolate. You can watch this and swear off men for maybe like a week or so.
Let's say a friend of mine decides to go out of town for 2 months.
Yeah.
And they're bad with women, and he decides to give me an all-expense-paid trip. Would you mind if I did something like this to a woman when I was out of town if I promised not to do any kissing?
No, that would be horrible.
And I would not do that, but I just wanted to see how you would respond to that question.
No, we talked about this yesterday.
We did talk about that.
I said no.
Okay.
No, I would not want you to participate at all. Do you want me to make the comment I said afterwards?
Go ahead.
Said friend, I have a feeling that said friend would be easily manipulated by you.
Yes. I could talk said friend into doing this. Like, maybe not as quickly as Chad did to Howard, but I could do it.
I have a feeling. No offense to said friend.
Yes.
But I do have a feeling.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Whoever said friend is.
Yes. Well, babes, I think we've covered the film, unless there's any last words you want to say about it.
No. Mm-mm.
I would give it a watch. I think it's a fun it's a fun movie about romance.
It's about romance, but it's definitely not romantic. I mean, maybe the location was romantic. Maybe they do some romantic things, but it's not really romantic.
It's about what happens when romance is manipulated.
Excuse me.
Oh, excuse you, Jaylo.
I'm sorry about that.
That's okay, babes. It's about what happens when you manipulate the idea of romance.
Yeah.
Yes.
The manipulation is never good.
Oh my goodness, Jaylo.
Pitting one person against the other.
It's never not
versa.
bad.
It's bad.
Well, wait
it's
a
bad.
second.
What?
Let me ask you this.
What?
When you were a little kid, did your parents ever manipulate you into doing what they thought was the right thing?
I'm sure they probably did, as a lot of parents do. Oh, if you don't do your homework, or if you don't da-da-da-da-da, then you're not going to get such and such. Or you're not going to have dessert after dinner.
Was that bad?
Well, maybe to them it was not bad. I mean, I didn't even think much about it, honestly.
How do you feel
If you don't go to sleep now, then you're not going to go to the park later, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think much of it when I was a kid because I didn't know any better.
But
I just thought, now I do, but I don't think about it. It doesn't even cross my mind, really. Maybe, I'm sure they did. I'm sure that they gave us bribes to keep us quiet, as a lot of parents do, and relatives.
Was that wrong?
I don't know. Maybe they think it is wrong now.
I'm asking you how you feel about it, though. Like, are you going to confront your mom?
No, I'm not. No,
Okay.
I'm not, because this happened when I was much younger, and my mind couldn't comprehend it.
Oh.
So why would I confront her when I didn't really understand it?
Sometimes what you're saying, manipulation may work.
So when it comes to romance, I think manipulation is always wrong.
That's fair.
Okay? When it comes to getting kids to settle down for a while, maybe it might work to a point. They will not catch on.
Yes.
But they never forget either. Well, you promised me later that I was going to get this. It's later.
And what I would say is later means when you're 27. You're still 5.
No. See, their concept of later is much different than much later.
Well, good, babes, good.
Good.
I remember years ago, maybe back in the 90s, there's some story about some school district, I think on the East Coast, was offering kids money if they got, like, A's.
Money?
Yeah, for good grades. So if you did really well in school, you got money.
Wow.
And I thought that was a really good concept.
Wow, really? Like, how much money would that be?
I forget the dollar amount. And I'm sure I'm getting...
Was there a lot of backlash against it?
Some people were against it.
Isn't that like... I don't know.
What?
That could get a little crazy, though.
Oh, I think that's a good thing.
Why is that? It's not
because
teaching. It's not teaching.
It's incentive for them to work.
I mean, I don't know. Incentives. I get mixed up with incentives versus bribes. I know incentives are things that may or may not happen, but it motivates a person to do something. Yeah,
the media was trying to make it seem like this was a bribe, but in my opinion, it's like you're just getting them to do their homework, right? Mm-hmm. And getting them to focus for some money. What's wrong with that? But
I remember I was offered an incentive not too long ago. In fact, it was on the last ski trip.
What was the incentive for?
Well, this was when I was skiing with 2 instructors who won't be named. Very good instructors, by the way.
Okay.
One of them, so the thing that they wanted me to warm up with was called the duck walk, and that was very hard. And at the time, I wasn't feeling very good either, so that really kind of added to it.
Oh, was this the nighttime skiing thing? Babe?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. And what was your incentive? What were they offering?
She said, so one of them said, here's an incentive. If you can do the duck walk really well, then you won't have to do it again.
That's not the same thing.
Well, it's my story.
Don't tickle me. Oh, babes, that is so horrible.
No. I think it was it was hard though. I'm not going to lie. I didn't want to do it again, but it was hard. I think I did it once or at least twice. I can't remember, but I did it and I didn't have to do it again after the time I did it. But that was tough. It's not fun to ski when you're not feeling good, but I got in a good hour, and I know it might have not have been the best example of an incentive, but that's what I could think of. But they were really good instructors. Yeah. And I'd like, and once this starts to open, I would love to ski with them again if they're around.
We'll have to see, okay.
Okay.
How the virus goes, okay.
Okay.
Yes.
But no, yes, but manipulation may work in motivating kids. I wouldn't do it all the time, though. That's the thing, because then they never learn.
What do you mean they never learn?
Well, I mean they'll always work for something, and they'll expect to work for it, but they'll never learn how to put in the hard work, like really putting in work without any incentive.
But isn't that what capitalism is? You put in hard work so you can get something at the end. And I hear the cops coming.
Oh, no, that's not what it is.
Explain it to me.
So, as far as I can understand, capitalism has more to do with relying on yourself, self-reliance, having when you're talking about businesses having competing business with also supply and demand, and all people having the freedom to use the free market, also having choices. Like, for example, if you go to a store, right? If we were living in a socialist society, there wouldn't be as many different kinds of, let's say, baking soda, or there wouldn't be any different kinds of shampoo, because, as you know, in socialist societies, there's rationing going on, right?
In a lot of them.
Right? There's rationing going on. You only have a certain amount of things you can choose from, but because all the businesses are gone, like in 1984, when Mr. Charrington is the owner of a shop, and a lot of the things he has are not sellable, right? They're pretty much should belong in a junkyard. And the reason for that is because the places that are providing merchandise to his store, the merchant that he's using is no longer has good business. Okay.
I think you just went on a little bit of a tangent.
I did go on a tangent, and I'm trying to explain it, but I wasn't planning to talk about capitalism.
But as capitalism as it relates to the worker, right? So it's like the idea is, yeah, you have to go and work at this cubicle for 8 hours a day and then get a night job and then work on the weekends. But in exchange for that, you're going to get the nice car and the hot wife. So you have incentive to do those things. Isn't that so doesn't capitalism manipulate people? So isn't it good to get them in with their kids?
No.
Okay.
No.
Why not?
But whether or not you're in a socialist or a capitalist society, you would work for the same thing, wouldn't you?
No. Hell no. I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like...
How is that?
Listen, if somebody...
I don't think it's even related to capitalism, honestly.
Okay. If somebody tells me you're going to work 8 hours a day and in turn you're getting nothing for it. Or you could just go off to the beach all day. Well, which one are you going to be more likely to choose?
if I could pay to if I could pay to be at the beach all day, which I don't know.
Okay.
But
Somebody...
but what does it have to do with what? I mean, even if you were a socialist and you wanted to work at a job that you would get something for.
Let me break this down a different way. This started off because you said, well, you don't want to give kids...
But I wasn't even wanting to talk about capitalism.
But I'm telling you, this is what's representative of the capitalist system. This started off with you saying that we shouldn't give kids... we shouldn't manipulate kids by teaching them that they need a reward for everything they do, right? Basically.
Right. And I've heard I heard a lot of people say that too, like when it comes to like not getting a trophy all the time.
Right. I don't agree with participation trophies. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is, if kids do the work, then they should get the reward. And our society is a capitalist society, and it's the way it's set up is people go to work because they want that reward at the end of the day. Because they want the nice house. Because they want the cool car. Because they want the hot girlfriend.
I don't think it has anything to do with capitalism at all. I think people just want what they want, and they work hard to get what they want. They work hard to get what they have. Well, and I think when it comes to capitalism...
Okay. Can I explain something, babes?
No. I think you've explained enough. Thank you very much.
What I'm saying, babes, when I said... What I was trying to say was, but isn't that how it works in the capitalist system? You work for the reward, right?
A lot of people do that, yes.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's like you could be working and working and working and getting all the stuff and the wife and, all that good stuff, the dogs and the, whatever. But, and then it all goes back to, well, are these people very happy? Are these people still happy once they get all the stuff? So it can backfire just as much as it can be good. It can backfire. It can
backfire, but if I'm a business owner and I need people to work for me, I'm not going to say to them, I want you to work for me full time, and I'm not going to pay you anything because I feel like that would
and you're not going to get any medical benefits,
right? Because I feel that would be manipulating you into thinking that you're just doing it for the reward, and I just want you to do it for the joy of working for me. That would not work in our society.
Of course not. I mean,
so,
but when you're talking about kids, which is all started out with kids, we're not talking about adults that actually know how to work.
But adults grow up to be... kids grow up to be adults.
Would you...
Sorry, go ahead.
Would you...
Go ahead.
Okay, but I'm talking about children.
Yes.
They should not be manipulated every single time teachers want them to work. I think that, yes, there are times when they should be rewarded because they need to have that praise to show that they are actually doing a good job, but not all the time.
I would tell you this, babe. As somebody who was a kid, and maybe you've forgotten what it was like because it was so long ago, I don't know. But for me, if a teacher told me, you're going to work really hard in this class and you're not going to get a good grade, I'm not going to praise you to anybody, don't expect anything out of it, and you're going to fail this class regardless of whether you work hard or not.
I would just drop out of the class.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what you're basically saying. You're saying these kids don't need a reward.
But
they should just do the work for the sake of doing the
work.
No,
I understand that part, of course. But like I said, they shouldn't be rewarded for bad behavior.
Yes.
But they should be rewarded for good behavior, but not all the time. They have to learn how to work for something they want, even if it requires work without getting a direct reward. I don't know.
Interesting.
That's what I mean. I mean, not being rewarded every time you pass a grade.
Fascinating.
That's what I mean, yes, they do deserve rewards, but not all the time. They're not going to get rewards in life all the time.
A thought exercise would be, you go to 6th grade, you find the most intelligent, hardworking kid, and on the last day of school, you gather around all the other kids, and you say, you guys are all going on to 7th grade, But this kid who worked really hard and is clearly smarter than all of you, we're sending him back to kindergarten.
And that's what happens in socialist societies.
Oh my goodness, babes.
Yes.
I don't know if that's what happens. But
Yes, that's what happens.
they send smart 6th graders back to kindergarten.
Well, maybe it would happen that way, but I mean, when it comes to grades and the person who deserves the better grade doesn't get a better grade, and the other one,
we're getting in the weeds a little bit.
Anyway, I think we've gotten into a.
But that's why I said in a capitalist society, you want to reward kids. But it sounds like
you want to reward kids, or the society wants to reward
society,
kids?
we should reward kids who work hard. But
all the time?
Yes.
Why?
Because it inspires them to work hard.
What is it teaching them?
It's teaching them.
That they're going to get rewards all the time.
Listen.
I'm just saying, Bubs. I'm just saying, it's good for them to get maybe a reward once in a while for working very hard, right? Yeah. Like a party or whatever. But for me, I mean, I haven't gotten rewards all the time for working hard in class.
No, neither did I. But
the reward was just getting the reward was getting a good grade, and I didn't care if I got a party afterwards.
But maybe that is the reward. They get to move on out of that class instead of just saying, "Okay, we're getting in the weeds with this." I think. But,
yeah, and you got us into the weeds.
You kept it there. Okay, stop tickling me. Stop tickling my outfits. All right, babes.
Yes.
Do we want to talk about the death and politics thing or no? We don't have to.
No.
Okay.
I don't want to discuss it today.
Okay, but I do have a good title, but you won't like it. But it doesn't have the word Jaylo in it.
Then don't tell me what the title is in.
Oh. Wow.
Well.
Jaylo.
Yes.
Did you have any dreams last night?
I did not.
I had a dream last night.
I'm sure you did. Yes, you I remember you telling me about it. What is it?
I was dating somebody. It wasn't my Jaylo.
No, it was one of your dating fantasies.
I was in a relationship with Miss Christina Ricci. We were hanging out at her place on her couch, and she had her head in my lap.
Of course.
And we were talking about life, and her mom was doing the dishes. I'm not sure if Christina Ricci's mom likes me or not. I mean, in the dream. In real life, she's never heard of me.
And you've never met Christina Ricci?
No. But, I'm talking with Christina, and she's like, I'm going out of town next week for a little while, and I want you and my mom to watch the house together. So I'm like, cool, babes. Let me get up. I'm going to go to the bathroom and wash my hands. I go in there, and I knock one of Christina Ricci's mom's towels off the wall. And it falls on the floor. And I think to myself, maybe I should just leave it here. That's when I wake up.
Was it like a big house or?
I didn't see the whole thing. It was a nice size house. I mean, it's Christina Ricci, right?
Yeah, your dream version of Christina Ricci.
Of course.
Who will never meet you.
Who will never meet me.
Or me.
No. This is going to sound arrogant and all that stuff, but
right.
I do wonder sometimes if any celebrities are a fan of my poetry. So here's the thing. There are people in the spoken word world who are relatively well known that have reached out to me and said that they really enjoy my stuff.
How are they finding it? Like on Facebook or?
No. I mean, I'm talking about when I was out doing work.
Yeah.
Right? People would make inroads to me and say, "Hey, I really like your stuff." I don't want to I don't want to blow up their spot, but that happened to me. I don't want to make it sound like it happened all the time, but it did happen once in a while. And so part of me wonders if there's any celebrities out there who maybe fan is a big word, but who have heard my poetry and enjoy it. I know that's arrogant, but that's what I think about sometimes.
Yeah, you got a weird mind.
Oh, why is that, babes?
I don't know.
Oh my goodness, babe.
Well, I know you're not an arrogant person.
Oh. Jaylo. I wish we could say for sure that we're going to watch some movies tonight, but we don't know yet. Yes. We're just going to hang out.
We're going to wing it today.
I'm going to rock out with my cock out.
What?
I'm joking. I'm joking, babes.
What?
I'm joking.
What if your family is watching this?
Well, then I'm with a girl who's very attractive, so they should be proud. I'm doing the Lord's work.
What else?
Oh, what else?
What else?
You're talking about. Why are you taking me so much, babes?
Because I haven't done it in a while.
Oh.
You know.
Is there anything else you want to say, babes? I know this is a shorter one, but.
Is it? It doesn't seem very short.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe it's shorter than the other ones we've done. Some of them were almost 2 hours. All I have to say is I'm glad that during this snow and ice storm, I'm not single. And it could have gone a lot worse. And I'm glad I still have my power and heat, and
Yes.
I'm just grateful that you got here safely and you didn't have any problems.
Thank you. Let me ask you a bizarre question.
You ask me a lot of bizarre questions.
I'm very glad to be in a relationship during the pandemic and when we're having snowstorms.
Mm-hmm.
But in any way, do you feel that the weather conditions over the last few days is incentive to never get married? And I'm going to explain why. Because if you're in a relationship with somebody and living in two different spots, one of you has a power outage, but the other one doesn't, then it gives you an opportunity to visit them and still have power. But if you're married to somebody, we're assuming that you would be living with them. And
I would hope so.
If your power goes out at one place, it's all your places, right? So you're not going to be able to retreat anywhere.
No, it's not an incentive for me to not get married. I really want to get married someday.
Oh.
Whether or not the power is out or whether it's on.
Well, if we ever break up, babe, I know this guy named Chad.
Ah, jeez.
Sorry. That was a dumb joke.
Apparently, when I was in 7th grade, I don't know who this person was, so I can't say what kind of a person he is, but apparently some person named Chad liked me. I don't know who it is.
Nice.
This person may not even know. This person may not even be listening, so I don't know. I don't even know what the person's last name is, so anyway.
Well, good.
Isn't like Chad like a short name for Charles?
It's possible.
Chad or Chaz.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Anyways, babes. I need a kiss. I've never kissed anybody before.
Really? You said that the last time.
Well,
and you did it.
Well, this time I'm telling the truth, babes. Last time I was lying when I said I never kissed anybody. This time I'm for real.
This man lies like a dog, everybody.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. Give me a kiss.
Okay.
And dogs don't lie.
Really? What do they do then?
They go, woof. Give me a kiss. Anything else you want to say, babes?
Well, you definitely kiss really well for someone who's never kissed anybody.
Thank you, babe.
Which you just lied about, too.
I'm not sure I did.
Yes,
this is my first time kissing a woman.
You're going to say that the next episode.
Well, we'll see about that.
You said it the last episode, and the last episode, and the last episode after that, or before that.
I don't count those times. I count this as my first time ever kissing somebody.
It is not.
Oh. Very good, babes.
He lies like a dog.
Yes. I humor you by saying yes.
Okay.
Any political views you want to give? Eulogies? We're going to skip that for today.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe we should wrap this up, babe.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. Bye for now. Stay warm. Stay fed.
Shout out to Chads.
Stay sexually active.
Oh my goodness. I don't care about anybody's personal life, by the way.
Shout out to Chads. They make good dads.
Do they?
No, I don't know.
They have brothers named Brad.
And kids who are lads.
It sounds like a band named Chad's Lads.
Now let's wrap this up and go and make out.
I suppose.
Yes. Oh, let's do more than that, Jaylo.
Uh-oh.